What's going on, YouTube? 118 Set Shadow here. Today we got another big market watch with Set 7 sneak preview coming in tomorrow, and then the set will officially release next week. To that point, I'm just taking a quick look at the pre-sales we've got right now, which of course single pre-sales won't be available until tomorrow when the pre-release officially begins. And don't be too shocked though with these price points. This is pretty typical for sneak previews where players just tend to buy them really expensive over here rather than looking at locals that will probably have them significantly cheaper to begin with. Cases have been selling about 1300, and then prices for the single boxes went as high as 75 for actually sold. We'll see what happens when the set drops. You'll at least see an initial drop off in prices for these, but you never know where it goes from there. So there are just so many times where on the actual release they'll take a dip, but then they just spike right back up. Not just for the product, but mainly for the singles. Then a card that I was taking a look at, surprisingly, we've got a low amount of listings for the triple rare of Definite Growth Rugina, which is a Clarissa support card. Earns correct. There are only 4 listings of this card left, which have been selling at the $5 mark recently. And it normally sells for $1 to $2. So it's pretty impressive to see this card rise so much in value when I don't think there has been any big announcements for Clarissa recently, so I'm puzzled as to why the Triple R has been selling out at its price range when you've also got the SP coming down to the same price range. It's been at the $6 mark, 2 of them sold for $5 recently, and most of them are $7 right now. So the prices are crossing between the SPs and the Triple Rs. And it'll be interesting to see how those play out in the next coming week or so. But another card that has seen a flood of listings hit the market, Bubble Minds Double R now has 18 listings available for $12 to $15. If you need to pick this up for EVA or for future Brandgate play, this isn't too bad to buy into, as Bubble Mine continues to keep jumping from $5 to $20 and then all the way back down. It's done this at least one time now. But we'll see where it ends up going. The SP, on the other hand, while it only has 4 listings left, has more sporadic buys. Like, the last selling was on the 25th for 20, and then midway through November, it was seeing sales at the $30 plus rate. In October, it was kind of the same, but it went from like the 1st to the 15th. Same here from the 4th to the 25th. This SP does not sell that well, so constant flow of this card just doesn't exist. I wouldn't say buy into this one at the $30 rate unless you really want these to exchange next year when Bushiroad gives us the errated versions of this SP. They claim that they're going to do so, but you never know if Bushiroad will end up screwing up the campaigns, so just be careful of that. But the card I really wanted to talk about today, this one, Elementaria Sanctitude. So, this card only has 3 listings available now at the $27 mark. And I don't understand why. For starters, this card had been at the $20 mark, and it sold for $16, $18, and eventually it sold for $25 and $27. But the thing about this card is that it sells in these. And it's a guaranteed card in all 3 of these decks. Once the second printing of this comes out, I don't think it's going to have this card in it, but the first printings of these guarantee you this card. And if you take a look at the prices, they're $29 for the Leonorn one, $20 for Drajewald, and $27-$30 for Youthberg. So if you're looking to pick up the individual order, look to pick up one of these decks instead, especially this one. So if these continue to maintain their valuations, I could see more people eventually trying to flood the market with the single of this while picking these up, leading to the price to drop. But we'll see what happens, as if players just don't seem to bite at the trial decks, this card should eventually see a fallout. I can only hope so, as it does not make sense to buy the single at this point. But another promo that has seen a fallout, thank goodness, result of the experiment henceforth. Now this card has dropped from its $75 price point for the foil. Or not the foil, the common. But even the common was selling at $100 at one point, but now it's got some listings underneath the $30 mark, which is good, but it can still get better. Personally, I don't want to have to pick this up underneath until it gets to $20. I play Eva and I still need these, so if I get desperate, I might even buy at the $25 mark, but that's only to ensure that I've got my play set as I need it. The foil has several listings under 40 right now, but just like with the common, it could continue to see a dropout, as there are still tournaments underway with this promo pack still in circulation. So that also contributes to its constant drop in price, where there are more of them in the market right now, and there are going to be more coming throughout January. Then we've got another promo, Shelling Cannon Dragon. This was released as the sneak peek promo for set 6, and I talked about this in one of my market watches before when it saw an increase to $15, $19 at a buyout, but I also mentioned that it would likely drop back down, and it did, but it did in terms of players trying to put out single listings. If you want a play set from a single buyer, the first one that has more than 4 copies has it at $20. But since you can get 4 copies plus for under the $15 mark right now, it's better just to go in for those, given that this card almost never falls below the $9 mark, and I don't think it will. This card is staple in Flagberg, and Flagberg is constantly maintaining its status for being one of the better meta decks to play, and players just like this overall. It will be competing with Maelstrom once we've got set 8, but I expect Flagberg to still be pretty relevant even with that incoming. And finally, I want to talk about NPix, another card that could see a benefit with Japan announcing Magnolia Elder's Inlet Pulse restriction lift. NPix was a staple card as part of the deck because it gave cards immunity to targeting effects, and as a result, this card was pretty expensive along with the Prism promo that came along with it when it first released, but it's down significantly since the restriction, and now you can pick it up for $1, tops $4 here, but you might as well just pick it up for like $2, $3 if you want it foil. I don't remember if this one is the foil one. I don't think so, but for a common at $1, it's not a bad card. It gets 10k if it's in the back row, and then it can attack from the back row using Magnolia Elder, or even the regular Magnolia, which is why this card is pretty strong. The thing is, without Inlet Pulse, the Elder deck just kind of fell off the radar. But now would be a good time to take a look at this card if you do want to rebuild Elder. If we get the Inlet Pulse lift, that deck will see some more play as we go along. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please like the video if you enjoyed it or if you found anything useful out of it. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks, guys.